Welcome to our JavaScript web course. In this video, we will learn how to code arrays. I have my editor on the left and the browser on the right. There are several different ways that we can begin to code an array. One is by using the array constructor. So let's take a look at the code here. Here I have a variable, fruit array, and I am using the new keyword, which actually is the constructor, followed by the word array, and in parentheses I have some values. Notice that that array begins with an uppercase letter. That is technically the array object. So we are creating a new instance of that array object and storing it in a variable called fruit array. We can define the elements in the array when we declare it, similar to assigning a value to the variable when we declare it. So here I have 4 string values. Notice that they are enclosed in quotations and separated by commas. You can also have numeric values or a combination of both. I have a statement in my body section that allows me to see the elements of the array. The variable that we declared will show us those values. This approach is fine when you have small values in your elements that will fit across the page on one line. You can also create the array and then populate it later. When you populate the array, you use the variable name, and in the brackets beside the variable name, you will place the index number. That is called an array element, and you would assign a value to it. Indexing starts at 0 when using an array. I prefer creating an array in this manner. It is a lot easier to see your elements, and in many cases, the value of an element will be more than one word. You can retrieve an individual value of any array element by using the variable name with the index placed next to it. And I have an example here where I am retrieving the value of fruit array 0, and you can see the result on the web page. You can also create an array using what is called the literal notation. Here we are declaring the variable fruit array, and rather than using the new keyword, we are setting the value using brackets. In JavaScript, whenever you see those brackets or straight braces, it means that that is an array. So here we can just populate the array, and in our statements that display on the web page, we can use those variables in the same manner as we just did. So here we are declaring our variable. Notice we have set the value to an empty pair of brackets. And now we are populating that next. This is my preferred format. I think it is easier to see what is in your array if you assign the values individually to each array index. And it is easier to work with in the event that you are storing long values. Using the variable name to display the array elements is fine. However, there is a better way to do that. You will see that the for loop is well designed to work with an array, and it is commonly used to work with arrays. We want to display the values in the array in a nicer layout, so we need to add some HTML, and that can easily be accomplished using a for loop. Here we have our array, And here we are initializing a variable that will be storing the values in the for loop. Because arrays start at 0, it is very easy to work with the for loop as we typically begin setting I to the value of 0. The length property gives us the number of elements in the array, so that it is very easy for us to determine how many times we need to loop. So if we set I to equal 0, I less than fruit array.length, I plus plus, and now inside the curly braces, we have result plus equals fruit array I concatenated with the HTML BR element. So the first time round, fruit array 0, second time, fruit array 1, third time, fruit array 2, fourth time, fruit array 3, and then the loop will stop because fruit array.length is 4. So here we see the output in the browser window, and if we use the inspect tool, we can see where that loop created the BR elements so that our array is stacked vertically on the web page. So typically, if you wanted to display the elements of the array on the web page, you would be using a for loop.